Hi guys, in this short lesson, let us learn a new word for you. I think so, probably for 99% of you. This word extemporaneous will be new. Why do we do it from time to time? You know, as an experienced tutor for non-native speakers, of course, and for preparation to Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, I see how, boring and uninteresting the essays and speakings of the guys are. Especially, I mean that referring to their vocabulary, in terms of vocabulary. Think about it. If you see two stories on one and the same topic by two different authors, so in one story you see such words as mostly I, you, be, do, have, like, don't like, good, bad, and nice. Yeah? Okay. And in the second story you see several such words as extemporaneous, impromptu, makeshift, for example, expedient, something like that. Of course, I'm sure you will give more points to the second essay, to the second story, provided that this second story has no such a lot of words like sticking out of the context. So on condition that such words, they merge into the context, they are harmoniously integrated. But anyway, the problem of most guys in their writing and speaking, especially in writing, because it is assessed more strictly, I think, than speaking in terms of your vocabulary, because it's writing. You have some time to stop, to think, to remember, to recall some word, to use it and then not to use it, to correct, so on. So they are expecting from you such words. Not each, of course. I mean, not every other word, otherwise it will be funny. I tell you, naive, funny and stupid. But let's say if you have an essay on Duolingo, you write in for 5 minutes and you have there 100 words. If you have 2-3 such words, outstanding ones, plump, big, substantial ones, of course it will raise your score. So remember this. I understand that you're excited and often worried, and half of you are stunned and paralyzed there, so you don't remember anything. But it's our problems, they will say. Okay, let's read this word, discuss it a little bit. The aim of discussion is that this word is ingrained in your mind, in your subconsciousness and consciousness, so that there is a hope that you will use it, you will call out this word when you need it. And believe me, you can integrate almost any word of the English language into almost any topic of your essay or speaking question or something like that. Yes, because the graders, they're interested in the form of your essay or speaking, not in the message. So let's read it. Extemporaneous. Please listen how beautifully it sounds. X is extemporaneous. The main stress is on raneous, you see on this part. The secondary is here, but it doesn't matter much because I don't think you will pronounce it so beautifully when you're excited, or in writing more so. Extemporaneous or extemporaneous. You can say here ik, you can say ek, depends on your preferences. What does it mean actually, and where did it come? Let's read please the explanations and discuss. The first meaning is it's an adjective. It's obvious, yes, because we see the suffix neos here, so of course. Carried out or performed with little or no preparation, impromptu. It means without preparation. For example, an extemporaneous piano recital. It means that a person is reciting, performing something on piano, let's say without notes, or not even like without notes, but without preparation. So he's a master of his craft. Second, prepared in advance, but delivered without notes or text. I think it's a relative of this, yes, but they have made it a separate item. An extemporaneous speech. It means that a speaker, probably in the past, in the not the distant past, he prepared for this speech, but he doesn't use any notes, remarks, scenarios, and so on. Yes. And deriving like from this, we are moving to this one, skilled at or given to unrehearsed speech or performance, and an accomplished extemporaneous speaker. It means that such a skilled person that he can perform some public speeches without any preparation, and of course without notes. And finally, number 4, This one is very interesting and outstanding. Provided, made, or adapted as an expedient or makeshift, an extemporaneous policy decision. It means temporary, impromptu, temporary, ad hoc. An extemporaneous policy decision means the decision for now to solve some problems. What will be later, we don't know. We will decide later. But for now, let's take this decision. So this decision is extemporaneous, something like tentative or something like that. So we have two, let's say three main meanings. The first one is without preparation, extemporaneous. The second one is accomplished, meaning a person, accomplished person in doing something. And the third one is ad hoc, or again impromptu, ad hoc, temporary, like decision. So where did it come from? It came from Latin. Let's read extemporaneous. From Latin ex, this is a prefix, tempore. Tempore is an ablative of tempus, time. It means like out of time, out of this moment. That something is stemming just from this moment. I think you understand. I hope we don't have to understand this one deeply, but believe me, when you learn the etymology of words, it helps you greatly to ingrain this word in your memory, which is very valuable in our case. Let's read some derived words. Extemporaneity, a very interesting one, yeah. Extemporaneously and extemporaneousness. This is the champion, yeah, at least in terms of the number of letters, yeah. Extemporaneousness. By the way, the spelling, a lot of guys can make a mistake here. They will omit either E or either O, something like that. Extemporaneous, you see? If we read it in some Latin manner, extemporaneous. It's very important. Pronounce it to yourself. Raneous, raneous, raneous. Because believe me, when you hurry, you will forget something like this or this, and it will be a mistake. And we don't need extra mistakes. We have enough mistakes, even without this one. Okay, let's read some more examples about this word. Extemporaneous speech, we have already seen. Yes, speech without preparation. Extemporaneous lectures, it means that, let's say at your university, the lecturer likes providing extemporaneous lectures. It means that he is not staring some stupid notes and the students are sleeping and he or she is sleeping himself. Like he is living this speech, so he's delivering off his mind. Extemporaneous lecture, it's very nice. Extemporaneous orator, so your lecturer in this case is an extemporaneous orator, because he can deliver speeches without preparation and without notes. And this one is very interesting. Extemporaneous housing. For example, a very spread question at Duolingo, for example, describe something like some past experience of yourself, some failure or some success or some unexpected event. So you can use it. For example, I remember like last year we had a problem with my friend because when we arrived at the city, there was a mix-up at the hotel or something. Thus, we had to find some extemporaneous housing, you see? Let's imagine that you don't know this word. And let's imagine about this housing. What would you write? So we had to find some, impromptu housing, maybe. Anyway, you don't know, a lot of you don't know this word. Extemporaneous you don't know. So what would you write? It means that you would start your sentence, and we had to find, and then you realize that you don't know what to write, yeah? With housing. That is the problem. You have to spend some time, you have to rebuild your phrase, which is okay, but it's not so nice if you use extemporaneous housing. Temporary housing, yes, ad hoc housing, something like that. But extemporaneous is the champion. I love it very much. Extemporaneous housing. Also, let's read a couple of, let's call them friends, yes? Synonyms. Close synonyms, distant synonyms, something like that. Extended synonyms. Ad-lib, extemporary, extempore. So this is a very close synonym. It's like almost 100%. Extempore. Impromptu, offhand, offhanded, off the cuff. It's more like an idiom. Unrehearsed, unprepared, improvised, offhand, okay, snap, spur of the moment, again idiom, off the cuff, idiom, unrehearsed. So I hope guys you know, like you understand the meaning of this word. Let's imagine that. Let's write a couple of examples with it. let's imagine that I tell you always, no matter what the question, you can integrate any word into your essay, especially essay. It's no problem. So let's imagine some primarily social topic, of course. Yeah. So let's discuss, or a very often times question at Duolingo, discuss a time when you think you were treated unfairly. Yeah. Okay, something was unfair. Yeah. So I'm writing about some competition at school or at the university or some sport competition. So let's say school. Yes. So that we had to compose some poem. So you write that I still remember how when I was at school and so on and so on, I had to compose an extemporaneous poem. Yes, a verse, whatever, like, yeah. It means that poem, like, without preparation. We are sitting in the classroom and we are writing right now. We didn't know beforehand that we would have to write this poem, extemporaneous poem. Or again, some social question like describe your ideal school or university or your company. So let's say again education. Yes. So in my view, in this ideal school or university, so the professors will deliver extemporaneous lectures, meaning lectures without boring notes, everybody sleeping at the lectures, impromptu lectures, you see, like spontaneous, impulsive lectures, and those professors will ignite their audiences. So you see, guys, you can integrate it into probably such a question about human anatomy, maybe, yeah? But anyway, I can link some action, some phenomena, some events to any peculiarities of my, maybe, like, say, body or something like that. Remember, please, as an author, you are entitled to manipulating these words as you like. And remember, please, I repeat it continuously, but it's very important that your tests, Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, SATs, and so they are interested in your form. They are interested in this, in the form. They are not interested in your, let's say, ideas, outlooks, and deep spiritual concerns. Because it's a real problem. A lot of guys, when they have a question, no matter the essay or spoken one, they really try to answer this question, but you're not in the police department, you see? Nobody is interested in your life or something. You're welcome to create, to lie, to deliver some extemporaneous answers. Remember about this, please. It's very important. You tend to forget about this when you're put under stress. Okay, guys, if you need urgent assistance for your Duolingo or other test preparation, you're welcome to contact me. I always put my contact details, my WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram, Instagram, phone number. You're welcome to write to me directly, or visit please my websites. There you will see the contact details and some testimonials of my ex-students. I am a non-native speaker myself, as you can hear by my accent, by some of my mistakes, but I possess a huge psychological power of attuning myself to my students' frequency, something like that, is that we resonate and we find the solution to your problem, to your linguistic problem. Okay, I love you guys and see you in our next lessons.